Good evening, y'all. This is Anjali from the Dusty Hive. Thanks for joining us for Workshop Wednesday. We're actually not in the workshop. As you can see, we're outside. But Chad's going to show you a little bit about something that he recently completed. And I'm just going to turn it over to him and let him explain it.
Hey, y'all. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Chad. And as you can see, I'm leaning on a completed workbench. This is basically a scaled down version of what's in the shop. Actually, this part of the bench here was actually made from the backside of my large bench in the shop. I had a slab on each side of that bench. So I took it off and I made a small bench, and that bench is going to be like this but longer. And I'm going to, because it had a bench here and a bench on the back. But this is probably the most valuable tool a woodworker can have, is a workbench, because I use hand tools. I also use power tools. I use both. But when you're doing hand tool work, you're planing and you're using chisels and things like that, a bench is invaluable. You have to have a bench that will take the force of planing and sawing without rattling around and moving around on you. Of course, you have to have a vise. This is a real small version of the big vise in the shop. But I made this bench to be portable. We go to trade shows and different things, and I didn't have a way, because I think that if you go to a maker show or a show where the people are selling things that they make, to me it's effective if you show them making something, that you demonstrate what you do, that you show people that you really do things by hand, that it's really made by hand, and it's not repurposed. You're actually making stuff. So we built this bench. It's 4 feet by 2 feet to be mobile.
Still heavy.
Oh yeah, it's still heavy. It has to have weight. It has the strength really comes from the apron. If you the side view, you see the apron here, and then you see this slab. This is just 2x4s glued together, and then you have this is also 2x4s on the sides. But basically, I have a leg assembly, a cross joint that's glued in with dowels. I use dowels as joinery instead of a mortise and tenon on this. And then it's bolted in. And then on the inside, there are little wedges that I cut a wedge in the face and then put a little block of wood. So every time you move the bench, it drops down into the wedge a little further, and it's constantly tightening itself. So it can't loosen up on you as you're working over time and over the years. That wedge keeps it tight. And then you have the same thing back here. You have a back brace that joins onto the leg here. The same thing as the front. So the apron adds incredible strength to a bench. If you have just a bench top and you're pushing and you're planing wood, this isn't going to help it from rocking. This front piece is going to help you with stability and strength. And I love making these. If anybody needs a bench, I build benches. I'll build them to whatever size you need, but this is a wonderful bench to have if you are in woodworking, want to get into woodworking. This is probably one of the very first things you're going to have to do is build a bench, because you can't do anything unless you have a good workbench. And really, that's all I really had for you today. I wanted to show you some of the tools of the trade, but this is the newest thing that I've made. And
this is kind of turned into, you left it outside on the patio.
Yeah, and I need to put a finish on it. I haven't decided the finish yet. I think it's going to be some kind of outdoor wood stain. That's a latex base that's UV protected, just so it can stay out here. So as you can see, the girls
This is the reason why you left it out here.
Yeah, they love clamping stuff in here and working with my tools. This little tool here is called a spoke shave. It's like a little plane, and they can clamp stuff and they can plane, and they know how to be careful with it. I'm not too worried about them hurting themselves. This is the beauty about hand tools. You don't have to worry about spinning blades that run really fast. If you got hurt with one of these, it would just be a little prick on your finger. But safety is important, so we talk about that all the time.
So the girls,
the girls, they know how to use these little tools, and they'll sit here and shape these, and they'll clamp it in.
Their latest was, I think Lily was working on a magic wand, and Lucy made my Mother's Day gift. I didn't show that.
Actually, this was going to be the Mother's Day gift, but she colored this with magic marker. And if you're looking for something to stain wood that will penetrate extremely deep into the wood, and you can't plane it off, you can't sand it off, this is planing, sanding, this is, I mean, you'd have to,
Sharpie marker.
You need a Sharpie. A Sharpie will stain wood.
Any color.
It will go pretty deep into the wood. I mean, I planed this and sanded this, and I couldn't get it all out unless I destroyed the board. So if you want something that won't come out, permanent marker's it. Sharpie, whatever. That's the way to stain wood if you want multicolors in your stain. Not really. Don't do that. That's only if you want to make a mess and a disaster. But that's all.
Girls, yeah, that was their little creative thing. So it's good for them because they're into drawing pictures and stuff on there.
We're really trying to shorten these. Y'all, we didn't want to go 15 minutes like we did last time. I'm probably getting close to 10 minutes right now, and I don't even know. But we don't want to go long on these. But really, the bench was it. If you would like a bench, or you need help with a bench, advice on a bench, shoot me a message, and I'll see what I can do about helping you with a bench. And that's all I have for today. What?
All right, thanks for joining us, y'all. Let's see. We just want to remind y'all that we're Chad and Anjali from the Dusty Hive, and you can usually find us here daily, where we just give little drops and bits of inspiration just to help you tell and find the story of your home. So we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.